Hello, and welcome back to Keep It Real podcast. Remember the name, Keep It Real. Now, this is episode 3, and we are talking about 10 things that makes a man happy. Episode 1 was about a man needs a strong relationship. Episode 2 was about a man needs good health. If this is your first time, do check those 2 episodes out and remember to subscribe. Just remember as well that happiness is a complex emotion, and what makes one person happy might not have the same effect on another. However, there are some general themes that tend to contribute to a man's sense of well-being and fulfillment. Now, for this 3rd episode, we are talking about a man needs to be making positive contributions through meaningful work or purpose to be happy. Men, come on. Do you feel like you are making a positive contribution, or your work has purpose and making a difference and can be a great source of satisfaction? Please drop a comment and let me know. Now, this could be providing for your family, contributing to a cause you believe in, or simply being good at what you do. Having a job that you find fulfilling can bring a lot, of joy to your life. A man must be happy with his work in order to be happy with his life. I sort of go by that concept, just to be clear that this covers everything and not just employment. Of course, there are individual exceptions to this theory, but by and large, I believe this is factual. The strongest predictor of positive mindset in men, was satisfying work, employment, or whatever they do, as a sense of purpose. And this is based on a study on masculinity of 5,000 men aged 18 to 95, asking them about their happiness, confidence, sense of being in control, emotional stability, motivation, and optimism. So, why might this be so that work is so important to happiness in a man's life? Okay, one thing I could think, I think most men need to feel that they are, a meaningful part of the greater whole. The sense of making a difference, being part of something bigger and more meaningful. Therefore, it's important for a man to be able to align his sense of purpose, at work with his highest values, not the most expedient ones. A next one could be work is a means to provide for one's family. Being able to support one's family is hugely important to a man's sense of identity. A third one, a sense of shared community and commitment. Many men don't have a rich social network when compared to women. And left alone to their own devices, they don't reach out as often and don't develop as many friendships. The workplace provides a place where they can meet and intermingle in a way that comes, naturally to them, working together, on one common goal. Our next example is, it gives men, work gives men a clear framework for goals and expectations, a way to measure progress. Most workplaces have some kind of, hierarchy, some way of measuring where one stands. Men like to know where they are on the pecking order, as a way to measure their own progress. There's also a strong correlation between well-being and meaningful work. Meaningful work or purpose gives you a sense of fulfillment, a sense of accomplishment, a sense of impact and overall well-being. Being satisfied, with your work our purpose is the main indicator of our men's well-being. Men who are more satisfied with their work or purpose is more likely to have a positive mindset, and overall than those who are not. Meaningful work is a bit like being in love. You agree, men? Like people who swipe right on the love of their life. People who love their work are happier and even live longer. And there are some studies to suggest this. They are full of passion and enthusiasm and engaged and growing as a person. Meaningful work, I must say, is multifaceted. It's a multifaceted concept. What makes a job meaningful is completely subjective. Meaningful work is a matter of personal perception, and it brings purpose to people's lives. It improves their overall well-being, and sense of satisfaction. It makes people happier at work and outside of it as well. It delivers significant benefits. The most important aspect of meaningful work is that it is personal to each individual. Workplaces need to identify employees' own values, unlock their personal passions, and develop individual interests, all within the wider context of business needs and benefits. That's a lot I just said. But in summary, while it is simple to say a man must be happy with his work to be happy with his life, it is not an easy thing to do. We must stay as awake as we can at each step of the way, from choosing our career to navigating it, and knowing when to press the reset button. Do you agree? The one thing that is clear is that we should make our work a priority, because it's hard to be happy in life without believing in what we do for a living. Thanks for listening to today's topic, 10 things that plays a role in a man's happiness. Episode 3, positive contributions, meaningful work, our purpose to be happy. Episode 4 will be about personal growth. It's important to remember that happiness is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and there will be downs on the way. By focusing and cultivating a positive outlook, you can increase your chances of living a happy and fulfilling life. I hope this gives you some insight. Remember to subscribe. Goodbye.